Hi there, so let's make a birdcage veil Brim Hatinator together today. These are the items we'll be making use of. You can pause so that you take note of them. Now let's begin. So I actually had this crown that I had molded before, but I didn't like the way it came out. So I decided, why not make use of it? That's why we don't really throw things away as millionaires. So I'm just cutting out the top part so that I can make use of it as the fascinator base. So the next thing, to make sure that it's firm enough for you to use as the base, I'm going to be sewing the hat wire to the tip, as you can see me with thread. Now this hat wire is 1.2 millimeter gauge. Now if you want to know more about hat wire, you can join us in our free training in the Dvent Craft Academy. You can request for the link below and I would send that to you. Okay, so now I have completely done that. Now if you try to bend this hat, it will be firm. That's why you have to sew your hat wire to it first of all. The next thing I'm going to do is cover it with a cloth because I don't want the cinnamon showing like that. So what I'm going to do is use uhu gum and put all around the rim. Now if you've been following me on this channel, you already know how to cover your base, but if you haven't, just watch and you will see. So the first thing you need to do is do your knots. Is anybody shouting with me? South, east and west. Now this ensures that you have a smooth wrapping of your cloth around with no hitches anywhere. So after that, you start grabbing the different points in between the north, south, the east and west and all that. By the time you drag it all down and press it so that it glues perfectly, you have a smooth turning around of the cloth. It looks very smooth. Okay, can you see? Very smooth, isn't it? Give me a thumbs up if it's very smooth. Alright, then the next thing, you take your razor blade and you cut out the excess like so. Now let's go to our hat wire. So this hat wire, I measured 46 inches, 46 inches, and now I'm using my thread. Remember I said if you want to make it to not show a hump, the best thing, either use a thread or you use a little masking tape on the two sides, but I think I'm getting very used to thread these days. So you can keep watching and see how I wrap it up with thread to make sure I don't have a hump. Yep. And if you want to know how to do the masking tape, I'll drop the link also below on how to join your hat. Why? Keep watching and learning. Okay, so now I got this they are almost wool like thick trimmings, and they were separate. If you've watched, I can't remember what I used it to make, but I pieced it to make something. So I was joining it up here so that I could use it together. So the next thing I'm going to do is put my glue on my hat wire, and I'm going to wrap it all around using the loop method. If you want to see other methods, do check the description of this video to see how you can do the straight one as well. So keep watching and learning. Now I need to get the measurement of my birdcage veil that I will be using on the hat wire. So what I did was to put it across like this on one side, pegged it and took it all the way around like this to meet up with the birdcage at the other edge like so. And I put my hand there, then I took my measurement tape so that I could measure it, this to make sure that I have exactly the length that I need. And when I measured it, it was 43. I don't know whether you saw that. Okay, so I put my hand there, then I started cutting on the diamond shape. Can you see those boxes there? Okay, so that's where I'm cutting it, as in on top of the box. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to cut all the way through. Then I got this small piece of cotton and I used my uhu gum to put on the edge. I'm going to be using it to close it up. You won't even notice that a glue was used, but you have to make sure that when you close it up, you leave it for a while to dry before you do the next step that I will do after this. So I'm going to do it to all the, as in I'm joining all the length of the birdcage, do you understand, all the way down. I don't think I showed that in the video, but I just showed the first step so you can see how to do it, and you can continue all the way down with your own birdcage as you're doing. Alright, so you can see, you can't even see where it was joined. So the next thing I did was to take my hat wire that I've already wrapped, okay, and I put my birdcage that I've already glued together, which is 43, remember, and the hat wire was 46. So I put it in like this and folded it. Is in two. Can you see there's one under and there's one on top? So I'm arranging all of them together like so. Okay, so now I took the part that I glued together. That helps to make sure that your veil is in order and you have a smooth, as in all the points are landing at the same area. Then I'm sewing it down using those boxes, those small boxes. I will go down, then I will go up like that, running stitches. Running stitches means you're going in and out straight all the way around. So I'm going to sew it all the way around like so. Yes, we're almost reaching the end point here. Yeah, I hope you're getting the hang of this Birdcage veil Brim Hatinator. Okay, so I'm squeezing it right there. Can you see how it squeezes? Oh, it looks so nice already. Okay, so I'm tying it, and I did a lot of tying to ensure that it doesn't loosen. Okay, now I'm using my hand to put it in position, the ones that slipped, as in so that the under and up, the lines, the boxes will line up together and give it a smooth turning. Then I take my fascinator base, put it on the point I want it to be, and I begin to sew. Now this is the way I sew. Can you see how I'm doing? Take it from inside out, take it out. What I'm doing, I'm grabbing also that box, like that is helping me also in sewing it to the fascinator base. That's the box like stuff and the fascinator and the Birdcage veil. Okay, I've done all the way around. Now I'm taking my scissors. Be careful at this point in time, and I'm going to be cutting my Birdcage veil close just to where I did the sewing. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay, now that's done. The next thing I do is sew my elastic band to the fascinator base. Now before you do this, of course, you would have checked where you want the hat to face, okay, so that you know where you're sewing your fascinator base, because it will go across your face to the back, not in front. Front is old-fashioned. Okay, so and make sure when you're sewing your elastic band to the Hatinator that you take it round very well and you check to ensure that it is firm. So I'm going to do it this way and do that other sewing same. So now I've done all. The next thing I did was to take my bias. Now I decided to make use of ash so that it doesn't get dirty easily. You know, everything is like white and silver, shiny, and that is the brim that will be touching the head part, so you don't want it getting too dirty. So I'm now using my electric glue gun and I'm going to glue it all the way around, going underneath the elastic band, all the way around. Okay, so keep watching and learning. Okay, the next thing I did was to take my, they call this turkey feathers. I think I should do a video on feathers. Do you want a video on the names of various feathers? Do let me know in the comment section below. So I'm bending it into shape so that it curves around the fascinator base, and I'm going to use my needle and thread where it was joined to form a bunch. I will take it through there so that it sticks firmly, or rather it holds firmly on my fascinator base. So I sew it like so. When you're sewing it, just ensure that you're holding it firmly all around. Your sewing should go across it, but in a way also for it not to be so visible, although I finally covered up this part. So I did the tip first of all like so. Okay, then I tied it, then I went to the middle so that I hold it on those two sides and it stays, it's not moving. Do you understand? Although to me, there's been another idea to make it to be moving so that the client can move it anyhow they want. So that's another idea I just gave you. Okay, then I took this flower trimmings and cut off these two little pieces. They look so cute with the pearl on top. Then I used my uhu gum and I stuck it to cover that sewing that I did. And that's how I formed this lovely Birdcage veil Brim Hatinator. If you loved it, do give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and click the bell button so you get notified when I do any new uploads. Now, who won our game challenge for last week? Yeah, it is Susan Oladipo. Congratulations. Please do go to the Dvent Craft Academy reception link in the description and collect your gift. Now, who wants to win Fascinator Class 2? Now, if you want to win that, the question you're going to answer is simple. The question is, what is the wire gauge that I used for this Hatinator brim?